Rock 102.1 KF. Excellent. Mr. Kahn, is this Tony Kahn?
Hey,
the man.
Great.
The man of the hour. Hey, good to speak with you. My name's Beef Vegan. I'm here with my good friend Powers, and we're both huge fans of yours and AEW, All Elite Wrestling itself. So it's good to get you on the phone. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Beef. Thanks for having me on to talk about AEW. This is awesome.
Well, you've been doing big things, you know? I mean, this last 3 years have been such a roller coaster ride and very exciting for wrestling fans. You've injected new life into the industry. You've been building up great talent. You've been having great storylines, and it's just a win-win for all involved. So congratulations to you, sir. And especially on this, I think this is the third Double or Nothing coming up this Sunday on May 29th.
It's actually the 3-year anniversary, so it's the fourth Double or Nothing. We started 3 years ago. We started, so this will be our fourth one because there is no year zero.
Yeah. So you got me on the technicality.
Very excited for this, and back where it all began in Las Vegas, and it's just the biggest event for us in our history and for the wrestling fans all over the world because AEW is in 130 countries now. People are talking about this all over the planet.
Yeah, you've been spreading out there and definitely putting in work. 130 countries now. That's insane. You're building up the library, stacking it up with Ring of Honor as well, doing crossover promotions. There's so many things that we need to talk about, Tony. We're going to be on the air here in about 30 seconds. So right now I'm recording this for the stream, but we're going to be live here in a little bit. And I just want to give you a heads up on that because I got questions.
Great.
Yeah. And I'm
excited, man. I mean, you're a big fan. I can tell. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about this main event too. CM Punk's finally going to get a chance for the title. Yeah. I mean, I say finally, he hasn't been in AEW that long, but I'm expecting a new champ.
That's what I want.
All right. We're going to be on 3 seconds. Okay. So we're going to be right on the FM. So no cursing.
No cursing, Tony. Jeez.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. I just told our guests that I have on the phone right now, no cursing. Because if you watch AEW on TNT, you know every now and then they say the S word. Yeah. And we're adults here. When we're not on the air, we say the S word. But, you know, FCC hasn't caught up to us. Unfortunately, we're not doing TNT radio. Like Tony Kahn, CEO of All Elite Wrestling. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning to you. Thanks for having me on this morning.
No problem. Were you tempted to say the S word? Be honest with me.
No, not really. Not really. You guys have been so nice to me, and I'm so excited about this weekend. You know, we got Friday Night Rampage. It's on a little bit early on TNT tomorrow. We're on a special time slot, 3:30 Pacific live, and it's all leading up to the biggest event in pro wrestling, Double or Nothing on pay-per-view on Sunday. It's going to be huge. The card is stacked. And before we went live on the air, you guys were just telling me how excited you guys are about Double or Nothing wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, so, mainly because of the main event, which is CM Punk going up against AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page. And Hangman's had a good run, but CM Punk, of course, wrestling fans have been clamoring for him to get back into the squared circle for quite some time. And now he gets that first opportunity. Now, in pro wrestling, usually the first opportunity isn't the one where they cash in, but I really hope, with the world of swerves that we live in today, that CM Punk can overcome and snatch that title away from Hangman. He had a good run, but I think it's time to give the belt back to the champ.
You think the champ of wrestling is CM Punk? He showed up, and I'll tell you, he made a big stir. Ever since he showed up, some of the best, everything he just did with MJF was one of the best things I've ever seen in wrestling. And now I think that man, he's going to earn himself a title belt.
Yeah. I mean, obviously everyone's excited about the heavyweight match, but what match on this card are you excited about as far as the sleeper match that people aren't expecting to steal the show?
Well, I think that's one of the matches people are really excited about. The main event you guys just elaborated on. We're all thrilled that it's going to be CM Punk, the number one contender, challenging the great champion Hangman Page for the world title on AEW Double or Nothing on Sunday on pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. In addition to that huge match, I mean, there's so much great stuff on this card. I think one of the matches I'm the most excited for is Anarchy in the Arena, what is just going to be a wild, wild brawl all over Las Vegas, to have Chris Jericho, who's just completely reinvented himself again.
Yes.
Better than ever.
Yep.
Chris Jericho's on fire, and to have him fighting against some of his biggest rivals in the sport. John Moxley with Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and of course, the legendary Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
I just think that thing is going to be wild, and I can't wait. That's going to be a fight.
My favorite thing is the Blackpool Combat Club. Thank you for bringing William Regal into AEW.
Oh, yeah, he's brilliant. I like the fact that AEW has so many factions. I really do like this because if you think of like the MMA world, UFC in particular, every fighter has a camp, you know, and honestly, having that persona going into professional wrestling and backstory of everyone's camp, and then sometimes people within their camp have falling out, and it naturally breeds that drama that we look for. You know, another wrestler that I'm super excited about, the buzz that keeps growing with this kid, Hook.
Yeah.
I am a Hook fan, Tony Kahn.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's been great to see.
I too.
Yeah, and it's such a trip too because I'm not that generation. I'm a little older, okay? But seeing this kid, I'm thinking, oh, this is how all like 21-year-old pimps are nowadays. This kid
is so cool.
Yeah, you can't help. The charisma on this kid goes through the television screen. I can expect big things from Hook, right?
Yeah, you can. Hook is awesome. I'm a big fan of Hook too. I'm with you guys 100% on that one. And we'll get a chance to see Hook for free. Anybody tuning in ahead of the pay-per-view can get a little preview of the future of pro wrestling. Hook in tag team action, teaming with one of wrestling's true characters.
Yes.
Danhausen. On the buy-in, the pre-show, the prelims ahead of Double or Nothing on Sunday on pay-per-view.
Yeah, AEW is always loading you up with tons of content, which is great. Danhausen is one of those characters where initially I was skeptical when I saw Danhausen look strange, right? So when I first saw him, I was just like, okay, what's going on here? And literally within 5 minutes of his promo, he won me over.
Yeah.
Like legitimately. I'm like, I'm a Danhausen fan.
I've been following Danhausen for years. I love him. So the team of Hookhausen is like perfect for me and Beef because we're both like, oh, I love that guy. Like, yo, I love this wacky guy.
Yeah.
It's the best.
We're talking with a CEO of All Elite Wrestling, Tony Kahn. Double or Nothing is happening this Sunday on May 29th. You'll be able to rent it on demand, through your cable provider. And I'm sure online we have all the pre-show stuff that's going on. We're going to keep the conversation moving on our podcast broadcast stream with Tony Kahn, and we'll have more with him after we return. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so Tony, sorry about that. I had to do a little house cleaning, pay some commercials.
Cool. It was great to go live. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And so back to this card, okay? And Danhausen, again, that's another one where like a cynic like myself, completely surprised, hit over the head with Danhausen, where I'm like, I just really like this guy. Is that the consensus, not only backstage, but when you're doing like testing, you're like, oh, this is actually working?
Yeah, people love Danhausen. I mean, the fans all over the world have responded to him. Arenas go crazy whenever they see him. Kids love him. Adults. He sells a ton of merchandise. Danhausen is wildly popular pro wrestler.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, I know that you're very busy, pushing out Double or Nothing, but I do want to say this before we wrap things up with you. We are both firm believers and supporters in everything that you're doing. We know that it is a ton of work and passion, and to see a fellow wrestling fan get this opportunity and create a league and a company that is for the fans and for the wrestlers is very inspiring. So I wish you nothing but the best. And whenever you have an event then you want to talk about even longer, or just pop in whenever you're promoting something, we're here for you. We're Tony Khan fans, and we want you and your company to be as successful as possible.
Heck yeah, keep saving wrestling.
Yeah.
That means a lot. That's so cool. To talk to real wrestling fans like you guys, and to get, this kind of love and this kind of warm welcome to promote the shows and talk about pro wrestling on the radio with you guys. It's huge. And that's the kind of support we get from pro wrestling fans all over the world. And we have to stick together. So I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to promote AEW with you.
No worries. We love everything you're doing. Congratulations on acquiring Ring of Honor. I enjoy the crossover things that you're doing with AEW and New Japan for wrestling. Door. Yeah, the Forbidden Door. You did it with TNA. Are you ever going to do it with NWA as well?
We had done some stuff with them
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
past.
a little bit
Actually,
back. Yep.
Thunder Rosa was the NWA Women's Champion when she joined AEW.
Oh yeah.
So there's been the Forbidden Door has extended itself to many promotions, and right now probably working the closest with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And of course, I acquired Ring of Honor and have brought a lot of those great wrestlers and championships into the fold as well. So it's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 quick questions and we'll let you go. I keep saying one last. Okay.
Yeah.
But real quick, Briscoes on TNT. Will it ever happen?
I'm not sure when we'll see the Briscoes next, but they're a huge part of Ring of Honor, and I see them again soon.
All right. And then final question. We just had John Morrison or Johnny Elite debut on Dynamite. Will we see him again in AEW? Did we lose Tony? Yeah, I think we ran out of time. So they disconnected Tony. All right. Well, that's good. All right.
Hey, you got your last question.
I got my last question.
And you gave him the love. That's all that counts, right?
Yes. Well, busy man. He's got to promote more stuff, and there's a tight schedule. So, yeah, that was 11 minutes. So went a little too much.
Nah,
but
that was
that's all right.
perfect.